Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Nectar of Devotion class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksharun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. So we'll continue our discussion from the limbs of devotional service, sadhana bhakti. So yesterday we had completed the 53rd limb, that is serving trees such as tulsi, and this was the last verse which we discussed. This is from Skanda Purana. So here it is mentioned that those who worship this auspicious tulsi daily by the 9 processes. And what are those 9 processes? By seeing, drishta, sprishta, sprishta means just touching, dhyata, by meditating, kirtita, kirtita means glorifying tulasi, namita, and serving tulasi by offering obeisances, stuta, praising tulasi, ropita, planting, sevita, serving nityam. One who does all these things constantly every day, they get a benediction and opportunity to live in the abode of Lord for 10 billion yugas. So this is just a way to tell that it is eternal. One will always reside in the abode of Lord, because by practicing by serving tulasi, one gets devotional service into the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one gets liberated from this cycle of birth and death. So therefore this is one of the very, very important limbs of sadhana bhakti, to serve tulasi and to do all these 9 limbs of worshipping tulsi. So now we'll start the 12th chapter. So the 12th chapter describes the final 11 elements of sadhana bhakti. So of the 64, we have discussed 53 limbs, and final 11 limbs will be described. And in those final 11 limbs, the 5 very, very important limbs will also be described. And the next chapter describes those 5 limbs again in great detail. So we'll start. So the 54th limb of sadhana bhakti is hearing the revealed scriptures. Atha shastrasya. So Shastra means the scriptures here refer to those scriptures which present bhakti. So therefore Prabhupada writes that according to Rupa Goswami, any book which gives enlightenment in the matter of advancing in devotional service is considered to be scripture. And therefore there are so many acharyas who have written so many books glorifying devotional service, and there are so many devotees who have written bhajans glorifying devotional service, just like Narottam Das Thakur. He has written all the bhajans in Bengali. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written so many bhajans in Bengali. So these bhajans, they are non-different from scriptures. Because they contain all the essence of devotional principles. So therefore these are non-different from scriptures. So therefore Srila Prabhupada books, they are the scriptures for everyone, because they are giving the same message. When we study the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, commented by Srila Prabhupada, they are our prime literatures. Therefore we should try our best to take out time to study these literatures. Whatever we are doing in our classes, all these are just the overview. We are just touching the tip of the iceberg. All of us, we have to make endeavor at our individual level to dive deep in this ocean of devotional service, ocean of scriptures which are given by Srila Prabhupada, so that we get diamond, we get pearls, as we go deep, we get pearls of realization. So it is our personal endeavor, as Krishna says also in Bhagavad Gita, अध्येष्यते चयैमं धर्म्यं संवादमावयोः ज्ञान यज्ञेन तेनाहम इष्टस्यामिति मे मतिः. Whoever who studies this literatures, this Bhagavad Gita, he worships me with his intelligence. So there is a deity worship, worshipping the deities of the Lord, and studying scriptures is also a deity worship, also worship of Lord. Ishtasyamiti me matihi. Krishna says he worships me with his intelligence. So therefore we have to make a habit of reading scriptures, hearing from the revealed scriptures, and that will make us very, very strong in the process of Krishna consciousness. So we should have a regular habit of reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, because that is why Prabhupada has given all this. Waking up whole night, every day 12 to 4, he would write all the purports, commentaries to these books. And Prabhupada said many times, these purports are my spiritual ecstasies. So therefore, Prabhupada told once to book distributors, if you distribute my books, you will stay happy. If you read them, you will stay. So therefore, we want to stay and stay happy also. So therefore, when we read Bhagavad Gita, read scriptures, we make our devotional convictions very, very strong. And when we are reading scriptures, we have to contemplate on the meanings of those scriptures. It should not be just a, express train in the mood of completing script Bhagavad Gita ek baar pad liya pura. That is just measuring the expanse. But to understand Bhagavad Gita, to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, understand Nectar of Devotion, we have to read in these scriptures with all care and attention. So therefore, Rupa Goswami quotes from the Skanda Puran also. So there, Lord Vishnu is telling Narada Muni, "O Narada, fortunate are those people in this world who hear and read the Vaishnava scriptures. Krishna is pleased with them." Sorry, there is some other person who is speaking to Narad Muni. Those who worship the Vaishnava scriptures in their houses become free from all sins and are praised by the Devatas. Lord Narayan himself lives in the house where the Vaishnava scriptures have appeared. So by the mercy of Prabhupada, every one of us, we have now the opportunity to have Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita at our homes. Prabhupada's mercy is so much that now everybody can easily access Bhagavad Gita, easily access Srimad Bhagavatam, which was not the case few hundred years back. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he spent 2 years searching for a bona fide copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. At present, there is no dearth of knowledge. Everybody has smartphones. All Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all books of Prabhupada, they are there with everyone in his smartphone. And we can access it online. It is our responsibility to study them. When we study scriptures, we are repaying our debt to Prabhupada. There is one devotee, one Prabhupada disciple. He studies Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita every year. All these 3 books he studies every year. So somebody asked him, Prabhuji, why are you studying so hard? Every year you are reading all these 3 books. He said, Prabhu, my fear is, if I don't read them, when I'll go back to the spiritual world, Prabhupada will be there waiting for me. He'll be there at the gate. When I'll enter, he'll ask me, so Prabhu, did you read my books? What will I tell him? Sorry. So just to give him reply, yes, Prabhupada, I read your books. Therefore, I am reading these books every day without fail. Whole year, I am spending my time. I am taking out my precious time and energy to read Prabhupada books. So, therefore, it is our responsibility. That opportunity is there. There is no lack of resources now. Nobody can say, I don't have Bhagavad Gita, I don't have Bhagavatam. It is there with everyone. Hard copy or soft copy. Best is to study hard copy. If you cannot get a hard copy, soft copy is available everywhere. So therefore, we have to make a habit of reading scriptures. And then Rupa Goswami quotes one verse from Bhagavatam, 12th canto, which describes the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam itself. Sarva Vedanta Saram hi Shri Bhagavatam Ishyate Tadrasamrit Triptasya Nanyatrasyadrati Kvachit. Srimad Bhagavatam is declared as the essence of all the Vedanta philosophy. Sarva Vedanta Sar. So all the Vedanta, the essence of all the Vedanta is Srimad Bhagavatam. Tat rasamrit triptasya. One who has felt satisfaction from this nectar, na anyatra syat rati. He will not have attraction for any other literature. People in this world, they want to study, read so many things, but none of these things they get attract. They give satisfaction. Every day newspaper is coming. Anybody has ever read one day old newspaper? No. After we read it once, we never ever look at it. But Srimad Bhagavatam is such a scripture, we can read it n number of times, unlimitedly, every day. We'll never be satiated. Ko nama tripyet rasavit kathayam mahattamay kanta parayanasya harerudaram charitam vishuddham shushrushatam no vitanotu vidyam. Konam tripyet, who can be satisfied by chanting the names of Lord? Rasavit kathayam, who can be satisfied by hearing pastimes of the Lord? Mahattam ekant parayanasya, those who are great devotees of the Lord, what they are doing? Hare rudaram charitam vishuddham shushrushatam no. They are always hearing the pure nectarine pastimes of Krishna. So therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all the scriptures, and by the mercy of Prabhupada, we have got the Srimad Bhagavatam with all the commentaries which we can relate to, we can understand how we can apply in our lives. So Srimad Bhagavatam starts with Pibat Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shukumukad Amrit Dravya Samyutam Pibat Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam starts with telling all the readers, O devotees, please relish this Bhagavatam. Pibat, just drink this nectar of Bhagavatam. It is like a ripened fruit. And in this, now the mango season is there. Mango, you have to peel it. You have to remove the skin, and there is a seed inside. This Bhagavatam, there is no seed, no peel. It is all pure nectar. We have to just drink it. Pivata Bhagavatam. We don't have to chew it also. There is no effort we have to put in chewing it. We have to just drink it. Relish Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavatam is not different from body of Lord. All the 12 cantos of Bhagavatam, they are compared to various bodily limbs of Krishna. Padau yadiyo prathamo dvitiyo tritiya turyo kathito yadoru na vistata panchama eva sashtho bhujantaram doru yugalau tathanyo. Padau yadiyo, the two lotus feet of the Lord, they are first and second canto. Prathama, dvitiya, they are lotus feet of the Lord. Tritiya, third canto, is considered to be compared with the calves of the Lord and thighs of the Lord. And then Tritiya Turya Kathitau Yadoru. And then fourth canto is considered to be the thighs of the Lord. Third canto, calves of the Lord. Fourth canto, thighs of the Lord. Nabhis tatah pancham eva sashtho. Nabhi, the lotus navel of the Lord, is compared to the fifth and sixth cantos. Bhujantaram daur yuglau tathanyo. The two hands of the Lord, they are compared to 7th and 8th cantos. Kanthastu rajan navamo yadiyo mukharavindam dashamam prafullam. Skantha, the neck of the Lord, is compared to the 9th canto. Mukharavindam dashamam prafullam. 10th canto is the full blossom, full lotus face of the Lord with all its glories. Ekadasho yasya lalata pattam shiropitu dvadasha eva bhati. 11th canto is compared to the forehead of the Lord, and the head is compared to the 12th canto. So this is how this whole Bhagavatam is the body of Krishna. Just like when we go to temple, we take darshan of the Lord starting from the lotus feet of the Lord. We have to start taking darshan of the Srimad Bhagavatam from first canto. So Prabhupada writes in the introduction of the first canto, we have to read Bhagavatam systematically from first canto all up to the 9th cantos and then go to the 10th canto. Don't jump directly to the esoteric topics of Rasa Leela in the 10th canto, you know. And therefore it is said, Tamadi Devam Karunanidanam Tamalavarnam Suhitavataram Apara Samsara Samudra Setum Bhajamahe Bhagavata Swarupam. In this world, we are doing so much of tapasya. For what? To go out of this material world. So Bhagavatam is the embodiment of Krishna. Tamadi Devam Karunanidhanam. O Supreme Lord is all merciful. Tamala Varnam. He's of the complexion of Tamala tree. Apara Samsara Samudra Setu. This material world, it is like an unlimited ocean. If you want to cross this ocean, we have to take shelter of Bhagavatam. Bhajamahe Bhagavata Swarupam. So Bhagavatam can take us beyond this ocean of material world. So this is the importance of hearing revealed scriptures. Then 55th is the residing in Mathura, Atha Mathurayaha. So Varaha Puran describes the fool who gives up Mathura and develops attraction for some other place, wanders in the material world, birth after birth, bewildered by my material energy. Krishna is saying himself. So therefore, we have to understand that Srila Prabhupada has given us a whole program where we can practice all these limbs. Every year, devotees, they go to some holy place for a yatra, where we spend time with devotees, hearing about the pastimes of the Lord, associating with devotees. So therefore, residing in Mathura means whenever we go to the holy place, we cannot just shift ourselves to Mathura. Not all devotees can shift to Mathura. And we should not, because we have to live in a holy place for a very short time. As Prabhupada would tell his devotees, don't go to Vrindavan if you don't have any service there. Because if you are going to Vrindavan without any service, you will commit offenses there. Even Jagdanand Pandit, when he wanted to go to Vrindavan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not allow him to go to Vrindavan. When Jagdanand Pandit, he pleaded again and again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ultimately said, okay, you go, don't stay for more than few days, stay under the guidance of Sanatana Goswami, don't roam around alone in Vrindavan. These were the instructions which are given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani herself. So if he is given such instructions, how much we should be careful. Because when we go to holy place and we are not under the guidance of some senior Vaishnava, we will commit offenses there. So therefore, when we go to holy place for a yatra, we have to be very, very careful to be in right consciousness, to be with devotees, under guidance of someone, so that we get a maximum advantage. Brahmand Puran describes that all the results of traveling to all the holy places of the three worlds, they can be achieved simply by touching the holy land of Mathura. So that is the glory of Mathura. And Mathura means, Mathura relates to Vrindavan also. So Mathura in the scriptures, Vrindavan is referred by Mathura also. Atha Mathurayaha means Vrindavan also. So in many scriptures it is said that simply by hearing, remembering, glorifying, desiring, seeing and touching the land of Mathura, one can achieve all his spiritual desires. So that is about residing in Mathura. Then rendering service to the devotees of the Lord. And Rupa Goswami spends a considerable amount of verses to explain the importance of association of devotees, rendering service to the devotees. So this is a verse which Lord Shiva is telling to Parvati, and very famous verses will come in this section. So here Lord Shiva is telling, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnuraradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam. Of all types of worship, worship of Vishnu is supreme. O Devi, worship of his devotees, however, is even superior to that. Tadiya. Tadiya means the paraphernalia of the Lord, the devotees of the Lord who are related to the Supreme Lord. So therefore, it is very, very important for us to understand, being a practitioner of Krishna consciousness. If somebody says, I can practice bhakti alone, he is an illusion. We cannot practice bhakti alone. Somebody came to us and he told us. Somebody invited us. Oh, you come for program. Somebody gave us book. Somebody gave us Bhagavad Gita. They called us for program. And that's how we got connected. So everything devotional service starts with bhakti, as we discussed in the second chapter. What is the eligibility? Eligibility comes from the taste or attraction for Krishna. And that taste is given by the mercy of devotees. Devotional life begins with mercy of devotees. Therefore, serving devotees is a most important limb. And it is very difficult to please the Lord, but it is very easy to please devotees. So therefore, when devotees are pleased, Lord is automatically pleased. As Vidura is telling to Maitreya, Yat sevaya bhagavataha kutasthasya madudvishah pratiraso bhavetrivra padayor vesanardanaha. Yat sevaya bhagavataha. By serving the devotees of the Lord, kutasthasya madhudvishaha. Kutasthasya madhudvisha means one will develop a fixed manifestation of bhava. Ratiraso bhavet tivra. Fixed manifestation of bhava will appear for the lotus feet of the Lord. Padayor vyasanardanaha. So that's how we have to understand, when we develop this bhava, one will vanquish all his material distress. So therefore, serving devotees is very, very important. In Skanda Purana, it is described, Rupa Goswami quotes, that persons whose bodies are marked with tilak, symbolizing conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus, and who keep the leaves of tulsi on their heads, and whose bodies are always decorated with gopi chandan, even if we see them once, can help the seer be relieved of all the sinful reactions. Just by seeing the devotees of the Lord, we can get purified. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Gangara parasha hoile paschate pavan darshane pavitra karo heito mar gun. Gangara parasha hoile. By taking bath in Ganga many times, one gets purified. Just by having darshan of the devotees of the Lord, one becomes purified. So therefore, serving devotees is a very, very rare opportunity we can get in this entire material creation. Durapahil tapasa seva vaikuntha vartmasu yatropagiyate nityam deva devo janardana. Bhagavatam says, those who do not have sufficient pious credits, they do not get a chance to serve the devotees of Krishna. So therefore, when we associate with devotees, that association should lead to service. By hearing about Krishna, by hearing about devotional service, we have to serve the devotees also. So therefore, another verse from first canto is described, where Parikshit Maharaj is telling to Shukdev Goswami, who came. Parikshit Maharaj is offering his respects to Shukdev Goswami. He says, Yesham samsmaranat pumsam sadyo sudhyanti vaigrihat kim punar darshanasparsha pada shauchasanadibhi. So he's saying, simply by remembering you, our houses have become purified. Yesham samsmaranat, just by remembering the devotees of the Lord. What happens? Sadhya, very easily. Shuddhyanti. The home becomes purified. Kim Punar. What to speak of if somebody gets a chance to see, darshana, touching the lotus feet of the Lord. Padashauchasanadibhi, washing the lotus feet of the devotees of the Lord. What rare fortune that will give. So therefore, we should understand rendering service to the devotees of the Lord is the rarest of the rare opportunities we can get in this entire creation. Because the devotees of the Lord, they are very, very powerful. Devkinandan Thakur says, Brahmanda tarite shakti dhare jane jane, eveda purane gaye, yeho java shune. Brahmanda tarite shakti. Every devotee of Lord Chaitanya, he has the power to deliver the entire universe. We should not see it for ourselves. Just see, just see my glories, hear my glories. No. When we see other devotees, we should see and serve them in this consciousness. They are very, very great, powerful, realized souls. Prabhupada would say many times, if you will come to know the devotee who is besides you, who is he in the spiritual world, you will faint. So association of devotees is a very rare opportunity. We should know that everyone is at the different level of evolution. Ultimately, everybody will become a pure devotee. And we discussed how to serve various devotees. For a Kanishtha, we have to respect them from a distance. For a Madhyama, we have to make friendships with them. For a Uttama Adhikari, we have to serve him. So that's how we have to render service to all these devotees. Then again, in the 11th, in this Adi Puran, Lord Krishna is telling himself to Arjuna. He says, Ye me bhakta jana partha name bhakta chate jana mad bhakta nam cha me bhakta te me bhakta tamamata. Those who claim that they are my devotees, they are actually not my devotees. Those who are devotees of my devotees, O Arjuna, they are actually my devotees. So therefore, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when somebody would come to meet him, he would ask, who is this? Who is there? So if he would say, I am such and such devotee of Krishna, he would say, I don't have time, you go back, we'll meet later. And if somebody would say, I am servant of devotees of Krishna, Saraswati Thakur would call him and he would have all the time to talk to them. So therefore, we should understand when we are serving devotees, we should serve them in a consciousness that I am servant of devotees. It is not that me and God, nobody in between. No, that is not the process. We have to serve devotees. And there's a famous, beautiful story which comes about Kanchipurna. Kanchipurna, he was serving Varadaraj. And he was such a great devotee that Varadaraj would talk to him every day. So there was one devotee who was assisting Kanchipurna in his service. He requested Kanchipurna, oh master, you are getting chance to talk to Varadaraj every day. Lord is talking to you. Will you ask him one question when you talk to him next? He said, yes, please tell me. I'll ask. So he said, please ask him, will I go back to spiritual world after this lifetime? So he said, okay, I'll ask. So then next day morning, after he did all the services, so after everything was done, Varadaraj was talking to Kanchipurna. So Kanchipurna said, oh my lord, I have one small question, query. So, there is one of the disciples who is assisting me. And he has asked this question that, will he come to you? Will he come to the spiritual world after this life? So Varadaraj said, yes, of course. Because he is assisting you. You are such a great devotee and he is assisting you. So for sure he will come to me after this life. So he said, oh, thank you very much. And then he told this to his assistant. He was very happy. Then after a few days, he thought, I never asked about myself. Will I go to spiritual world after this life? So next morning, after all the services are done, Kanchipurna asked Varadaraj, oh Varadaraj, oh my lord, will I come back to you after this life? Varadaraj said, well, I am not sure. So hearing this, Kanchipurna was confused and he was shocked. He said, how come? You said that my assistant will go and you are saying and I'll not, you are not sure about me. So Vardhara said, yes, as far as your assistant is concerned, no, he is assisting you. So whoever is serving my devotee, he will go back, he will come to me for sure. But as far as you are concerned, because you are serving me directly, so I cannot say whether you will come to me or not. So Kanchipurna became little, disturbed. Next day he left the service. He went to this serve of Mahapurna. He served Mahapurna for 6 months, and then Lord Varadaraj, he was becoming, very very disturbed because there was nobody to fan him. So Varadaraj came in the dream of Kanchipurna and said, "You please come back. There is nobody to fan me. I am feeling hot here." So then Kanchipurna came back, and then he again asked, "Oh my lord, now will you tell, will I go come to you?" He said, "Yes, yes, now because you have served my devotee Mahapurna, you will come to me." So this one story tells, how devotees are very, very dear to Krishna. So therefore, Krishna says again and again, Sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tuham madanyatena jananti naham tebhyo managapi. Devotees are in my heart. I am in the heart of my devotees. I know only my devotees. My devotees know nobody than me, other than me. So therefore, if you want to serve, if you want to please Lord, you have to please the devotees of the Lord. As it is said in the West, if you love me, love my dog. Devotees are very, very dear to Krishna. We have to render service to the devotees. That is a very, very important limb of bhakti. And this conclusion which Rupa Goswami gives is very, very interesting. So this conclusion is all the angas of bhakti described in relation to the Lord are also angas in relation to the devotees of the Lord. This is the conclusion of the wise. So whatever we have discussed till now related to deities, everything is equally applied to service and worship of devotees of the Lord. So that is what all the great people they are saying. So therefore, this one verse is a very, very important verse to understand. Our whole practice of bhakti depends on devotees' mercy, depends on devotion, depends on the grace of the devotee. Therefore, with all our hearts, we should know that our devotional life depends on life. Our lifeline is devotees. So therefore, we have to take utmost care to serve devotees to the best of our capacity. Then 57th verse describes serving the Lord according to one's position. Yatha Vaibhava Mahotsavo. So this means that one should perform the festival of the Lord according to his capacity. And Prabhupada writes that in this Padma Puran, this statement tells that one should perform the festivals for the Lord according to one's financial position. Somebody may be a king, somebody may be a very poor person, but everybody should give his best. Just like when King Krishna, when he went to Bahulashva and Shrutadeva. Bahulashva was a great king. Shrutadev was a very simple Brahmana. Both served Krishna according to the best of their capacity. So therefore, festivals of the Lord can be performed according to our capacity. So we can perform a great festival if we have resources, if we have people. But if we don't have those facilities, we can render service, we can perform the festivals according to our capacity in a limited way. So if some temple is there and temple is celebrating Janmashtami, so all the devotees get connected to the temple, they should go to the temple to attend the festival, because the deities which they are keeping at their home, they are the expansion of the temple deities. That should be very, very clear. So whenever there is some festival, there is some ceremony which is happening in the temple, just like a Brahmotsava ceremony. So we should not think, अरे हमारे घर में भी तो भगवान है, हम लोग घर पे रह के जन्माष्टमी मना लेंगे. No, the deities which we have are at home, they are the representatives of the temple deities, because the temple deities are installed deities by the devotees, pure devotees of the Lord. So whenever there is an opportunity, we have to go to temple and celebrate the festivals there. So that is how we have to serve the Lord according to our position. But just like in current circumstance, we cannot come to, devotees cannot come to temple. So whatever possible, staying at home, we can serve the Lord, and Krishna accepts it. So that is called Yatha Vaibhava Mahotsava. And then 58th is performing devotional service in Kartika. So this Kartik, as we know, this is very, very important and most auspicious month. And this verse says, just as men know that Damodar is affectionate to his devotees, Damodar month is always also affectionate to the devotee. Even a little service performed during the month yields great results. So therefore, Damodar month is also affectionate to devotees. So Damodar month is also a personality, and therefore when we serve Krishna, we have to serve the Damodar month properly. We have to take utmost attention to increase our devotional service in the month of Kartika. As Padma Purana also, Rupa Goswami quotes, where it is said that Lord may offer liberation or material happiness to a devotee, but after some devotional service has been executed, particularly in Mathura during the month of Kartika, the devotees want only to attain pure devotional service unto the Lord. So Lord may give anything, but the devotee is only interested in devotional service to the Lord. So therefore, that is the purport. So the purport is that Lord awards bhukti and mukti very easily, as we discussed previously also. Bhukti and mukti Lord Krishna gives very easily. कृष्ण यदि छूटे भक्ते भुक्ति मुक्ति दिया कबू कृष्ण प्रेम ना देन राखे न लुकाइया. But he does not give devotional service so easily, because Krishna is purchased by devotional service. But in the month of Kartika, even such people who are not so serious in the practice of devotional service, they can also get devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, pure devotional service. So therefore we have to take all the efforts to practice this bhakti, practice this limb of bhakti, that is observing this Kartika mantha vrata, that is called Urja vrata. So therefore in Kartika, many devotees, they do different things. Some people, they fast from grains all 4 months. Some people, they fast from milk, or various devotees, they take different vows during these months. So the purpose is, the importance is that we want to increase our devotional credits. We want to serve the Lord more. Austerity is not a part of bhakti. Krishna is not pleased by our austerities. But many of the acharyas, they have done austerities. Just like in Chaturmasya, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would eat just once in a day, only with his one time. He would keep food on the floor, prasad on the floor, and with his hand at his back, he would eat, put his mouth on the floor, just like an animal. He would take only one morsel of food. Severe tapasya. So basically, austerities does not please the Lord. Austerities are not a part of bhakti, but austerities make us more purified. Our existence become purified, by which it becomes more conducive for the practice of bhakti. So that is how we have to understand that when we do tapasya in Kartika, it is very, very potent, and we get devotional credits. And what is the result of bhakti? Result of bhakti is more bhakti. The success of this bhakti is not to get praise from devotees. Oh, I am doing such tapasya. I am fasting from grains. I am fasting from even water. No. Success of bhakti is when we become more and more inclined to serve the Lord. Our devotional, the desire to serve the Lord should increase. That is Kartika Vrata. Now, next is observing festivals celebrating the Lord's activities. Shri Janma Dina Yatra. So this is a verse which is just told by one devotee. He says, O Janardana, tell us the day that Devaki gave birth to you. O Vaikuntha, we will perform a festival on that day. O Keshava, may you be pleased with that festival performed by those who are completely surrendered unto you. So therefore, all the festivals of the Lord, they should be celebrated to the best of the capacity. We'll see that many of these limbs are repeated. We should know when things are repeated, that is to show how important they are. You know, just like when Krishna was born, when he was taken to Nandagaon, Nanda Maharaj, he celebrated a big festival on the occasion of the birthday of Lord Krishna. Nandastu atmaja utpanne jata lado mahamana auhuya vipran devagyan snatah shuchi alankritah. So Nandastu atmaja utpanne, oh, son has taken birth in the house of Nanda Maharaj. So he was very, very happy. And therefore, what he did, he called all the Brahmanas, he performed sacrifice, yajna, gave cows in charity, and there was a great festival which was performed by the Brajavasis. Gopa Parashpararishta Dadi Shira Gritambubi Asinchanto Livilimpanto Navanita Chikshipu. So if a person of this Kali Yuga, current age, he will hear how these Nanda Brajvasis they were enjoying, he would get a shock. These Brajvasis, they were so wealthy. They had such a rich culture that they had ghee, milk, butter, yogurt in plenty. They were throwing ghee at each other, butter at each other, curd at each other, milk at each other. They were, in just like in Holi, what we do, we smear colors on each other's, body parts. These Brajavasis, they were smearing Asinchanto Vilimpanto Navanit. They were, just smearing butter on each other's cheeks. So therefore, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, they would celebrate the birthday of Krishna. When Mother Yashoda, one time, she told Krishna, oh Krishna, you come back, you are playing whole day, today is your birthday, you come and you take bath and you give cows in charity. So therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Madhava Tithi Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kari. Madhava Tithi, the days of appearances of Lord Vishnu, they are the mother of devotion. We have to take all efforts to practice and follow and celebrate these days. So therefore, apart from these tithis, we also celebrate other festivals, just like now Chandan Yatra is going on. Then Jhulan Yatra will also come. So therefore, all these yatras, all these festivals, they are meant to attract our mind to Krishna. So that is the 59th limb. Now from 60 to 64th, they are the most important limbs of devotional service, which will be described. So these 5 limbs are Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavata Shravan Mathuravasa Srimurti Shraddhaye Sevan. So these are 5 limbs. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan. Sadhu Sangha means association of devotees. Nam Kirtan means chanting the names of Lord. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavat Shravan, hearing the book Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam. Mathuravas means going to the holy places. And Srimurtira Shraddhaya Sevan, serving the deities with great devotion. Sakala Sadhana Sreshta E Panch Ang, Krishna Prema Janma E Pachera Alpasang. Of all the 64 limbs of devotional service, these 5 limbs are most powerful. Even if we associate with any of these 5, we will develop Krishna Prem very quickly. So the 60th devotional limb is serving the deity with great devotion. Shri Murter Angri Sevane Preeti. So there, this is a verse which is spoken by Krishna himself. I give bhakti and never liberation to the person who is always engaged in chanting my name and serving me as the goal of life. So Prabhupada writes, what is mukti? So mukti means liberation from material contamination. Mukti does not mean impersonal liberation of merging in the impersonal Brahman. What is mukti? Mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. Mukti means becoming situated in our original position of being a servant of Krishna. So that is our original identity. Jivera swarupa hoy Krishnera nityadas. So when we serve the Lord, deity of the Lord with great devotion, then we become more and more advanced in our devotional consciousness. We become more and more attracted to the service of the Lord, and that is the 60th limb. Then 61st is reading Srimad Bhagavatam amongst devotees. Atha Shri Bhagavatartha Aswado. So Bhagavat Artha Aswad. We have to relish Srimad Bhagavatam in association of devotees. So there is one thing to read Bhagavatam and hear Bhagavatam alone. But when we come to temple and we are with devotees and we hear Bhagavatam with devotees, that has a different experience, that has a different effect altogether. And this is a very beautiful verse from the first canto of Bhagavatam, which describes how Bhagavatam is the essence of all the scriptures. Nigam kalpataror galitam phalam shukumukadam ritadrava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Nigama kalpataro. Nigam means all the Vedas. If you compare all the Vedas to be the desire fulfilling tree, kalpataru, then what is the fruit of this tree? This is not an ordinary fruit. This is a ripened fruit. Galitam phalam. Galitam phalam means it is completely ripened and it has already, when the fruit becomes too much ripened, too much sweet, it automatically falls from the tree. So this Bhagavatam is a ripened fruit of this whole Vedic scriptures, which has fallen from the tree of these Vedic scriptures, and it is not solid, it is completely liquid, dripping, So it is extremely ripened state of the fruit. So we don't have to do anything. Shukmukad, and then how this fruit, if somebody may think, "Arey, fruit, it has fallen, that means it must have been destroyed." But he says, no, this fruit is very carefully handled down in parampara. Krishna spoke to Vyasadev, and he spoke to Brahmaji, then he spoke to Narad Muni, he spoke to Vyasadev, and then he spoke to Shukdev Goswami. This is how this fruit is very carefully handled down in parampara, and that's how it is become available to every one of us. Shukmukad amrit dravya samyutam. Dravya, it is liquid, complete liquid. You don't have to even struggle to chew it. It is complete liquid, without peel, without seed. You have to just drink it. Therefore, pibata, just drink this nectar. Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika. Those who are relishers of rasa, they get attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was discussing Bhagavatam with Gadadhar Pandit, and he would tell Gadadhar Pandit that you read this Narsimha pastime. Now Narsimha Chaturdashi is coming. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would read this Narsimha pastime, Prahlad Maharaj's pastime, every day, hundreds of times. Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktir Utpadyate Pumsam Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. When we hear Krishna Katha, Shruyamaya, when we hear Krishna Katha, then what is the result? Bhakti Utpadyate. The devotional sentiments will take birth in the heart. And then the result will be Shoka, Moha, Bhaya, Apaha. Lamentation, illusion, and fear. These are the most prominent emotions in this world. Everybody is lamenting for things they did not get. They are fearful of the future, and they are in illusion of because of the present things. When we study Bhagavatam, hear Krishna Katha, all these are destroyed. And then Rupa Goswami quotes this verse from second canto of Bhagavatam, where Shukdev Goswami is himself telling that I was a liberated soul situated in Brahmavad. Parinishthitopi api nairgunya. Nairgunya means I was situated in Brahman. But when I heard the Uttama Shloka Leela, when I heard about the pastimes of Krishna, then what happened? Grihit Chetah. My consciousness got attracted to these pastimes. So therefore, we have to understand these pastimes, these Krishna Leela attracts everyone. So this is what is described. And then second, 62nd is association with advanced devotees. So 59th was serving the deities. 60th was serving the deities. 61st was serving the Bhagavatam, book Bhagavatam. Now serving the person Bhagavatam. So this verse says, Atha sa sajatiyashaya snigdha Shri Bhagavata Bhakta Sangha. So this is very important. We should associate with whom? There are many devotees we may meet, but we cannot associate with everyone. We should associate with sajatiyashaya snigdha. We have to associate with like-minded and affectionate devotees. So that is very, very important. And this is a verse which is quoted again by Parikshit Maharaj to Shukdev Goswami. He says, Tulayam lavenapi naswargam na punarbhavam bhagavati sangi sangasya martyanam kimutashisha. Value of a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot be compared even to the attainment of heavenly planets. Then what to speak of worldly benedictions? Martyanam kimutashisha. So all this material prosperity, name, fame, prestige, wealth, they are not even counted. So therefore, the association of advanced devotees of the Lord is a very, very powerful thing. So another verse which is quoted by Rupa Goswami where he says in the Bhagavatam that even if somebody gets a chance to associate with a devotee for half a moment, a fraction of a moment, he will become detached from this karma and jnana and he'll develop attraction for bhakti. As Chaitanya Charitamrita says, sadhu sanga sarva shastra koy, lava matra sadhu sanga sarva siddhi hoy. Just by associating with devotees for even a moment, one can get the perfection of life. As and Rupa Goswami quotes this Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya. And this Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya, interestingly, there is a conversation between Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad. And not, one may think Prahlad Maharaj must be teaching Hiranyakashipu, but here Hiranyakashipu is telling Prahlad the importance of association. He says, oh my son, association is so important, it acts just like a crystal stone which reflects anything which is put before it. So therefore, what he wanted to tell that if you associate with our demoniac people, you'll acquire those good demoniac qualities. Because for Hiranyakashipu, all the demonic qualities, they are their treasure. So he is telling Prahlad that, oh Prahlad, don't associate with devotees, associate with us, associate with demons. Understand all this hypocrisy, diplomacy, how to tell lies. Because when you associate with somebody, you become like him. So similarly, when we associate with flower-like devotees, and if our hearts are crystal clear and our hearts are free from contamination, then the reflection of that bhakti will also come in the heart of a person who is practicing Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada gives another example. He says, if a man is potent and if a woman is not diseased, by their conjugation, there will be conception. So therefore, in this way, he says, if the recipient of the knowledge is perfect and the deliverer of knowledge is sincere, then there will be good results. So the deliverer should be potent and sincere and bona fide, and the hearer should be eager. So that is the best combination. So eager audience and the competent and a bona fide speaker. So therefore, this combination of Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, they are the best combination. Shukdev Goswami is eager to drink Harikatha more and more and more. He says, "Oh Shukdev Goswami, you keep reciting Harikatha. I am not satiated. Naisha ati duksha shunmam tyaktodama vibadate vibantam tonmukham bhoja chutam harikathamritam." I am not satiated. Please don't think I am being troubled by hunger and thirst. I am drinking nectar from your lotus mouth. It's nectar of Krishna Katha. You keep on glorifying Krishna. So that is the 67th limb, association with advanced devotees. And then chanting the names of the Lord. That is the 63rd limb. This is called Sri Nama Sankirtanam. Again, Rupa Goswami quotes a verse from second canto of Bhagavatam, where it is described, Etan nirvidyamananam ichchatam akudobhayam yoginam niprinnetam harer namanu kirtanam. So this verse describes the effect of chanting of the holy names. Says, this verse says, Nirvidyamananam ichchatam akuto abhay. O king, the constant Harer Namanu Kirtanam, this Kirtana can give fearlessness. Akuto abhaya, akuto bhayam, ichchatam akuto bhayam. So therefore, this is the doubtless and fearless way of success for all. So Chakravarti Thakur gives a very wonderful commentary on this verse. He says, it is understood from the scriptures that that bhakti is the best method. Bhakti is the only way to go to Krishna. Among the angas of bhakti, which is the best? He says this Nam Kirtan is the best. Chanting of the names of the Lord is the best. There are three types of chanting. There are three angas: chanting, hearing, and remembering. Shrotavya, kirtitavyascha, smartavyascha. Shrotam means hear, kirtitavya means chant, and smartavya means remember. So he says amongst these three, hearing, chanting, and remembering, this hearing, the chanting of the names is the best. It is the chief. Amongst the chanting of the names of the Lord, there are different types of chanting. Chanting the names of the Lord, chanting the pastimes of the Lord, and chanting the qualities of the Lord. We discussed yesterday. Nam Kirtan, Rup Kirtan, Lila Kirtan. So here it is said, Chakravarti Thakur says, amongst chanting of name, form, pastimes, which is the best? Chanting the names of the Lord is the best. And then he says, even in chanting the names, Anukirtan means constant chanting of the names is the best way. Somebody may say, who has ascertained this? Yoginam nrip nirnitam. It is already ascertained by previous acharyas. Nirnitam means it is already ascertained. So somebody may say, but what is the result of chanting of this holy name? The result is akuto bhayam. It will give fearlessness. So therefore, this chanting of the holy names is the best of all types of chanting. And somebody may say, but is this chanting equally applicable for everyone? Can anybody chant? If somebody is a devotee, somebody is a yogi, somebody is a jnani, anybody can chant. So this verse says, yes, anybody can chant. Yoginam nripa nirnitam. Yogi means even pure Atma Ramas, liberated souls can chant. Anybody can chant. Devotees can chant. It is for everyone, And even if somebody wants things of this world, they can also chant, So this is a glorious position of holy name. That is the chanting of the names. And he quotes again from the Padma Puran, where it says, the names of the Lord remain constantly in the mouth of that person who serves Vasudev for 1,000 births. So to chant the holy names of the Lord is not so easy. If we are getting a chance and if we are getting opportunity to chant the names of the Lord, that means we have attained this position, this level after thousands of lives. After thousands of births, we have got this advantage of chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So therefore, this opportunity to chant the names of the Lord, it is a very, very rare opportunity. And again, one verse is quoted from Adi Puran by Rupa Goswami. So where Supreme Lord is telling to Arjuna, he says that anyone who is engaged in chanting my name must be considered to be always associating with me, because holy name is not different from Krishna, as described in Padma Puran. Nam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddhau Nityamuktau Abhinnatvat Namanamino. Holy names of the Lord are non-different from Krishna. Abhinnatvat, as Prabhupada would say many times. Names of God is not different than God Himself. And then chanting the holy names of the Lord is described in one Padma Puran. This is a very, very famous verse, the effects of this chanting of the holy names. Atah Sri Krishna Namadi Bhaved Grahyamindriya Sevon Mukhe Hijihivado Swayameva Suratyadaha. So Krishna's name and his pastimes cannot be grasped by our material senses. But when a person develops a tendency to accept the Lord's name, then spontaneously the names appear on the tongue. So our devotional service begins with tongue. Tongue has two functions: speaking and eating, tasting. So these are the two functions we have to engage in service of the Lord. Taste prasad and chant the holy names of the Lord. So this is the glorious position of holy names of the Lord. We can connect to Krishna by chanting the names of Lord. That is the beginning. And then the last in this series is again, the limb is repeated, that is living in Mathura. Atha Shri Mathura Mandale Sthitihi. So this verse says that this the opportunity to reside in the holy place of Mathura is the greatest of the opportunity, and it is the result that can be obtained at other holy places. The liberation is the greatest result that can be obtained at other holy places, but devotion to the Lord, which is desired by liberated souls, can be attained only at Mathura. Mathura means Vrindavan. And Mathura bestows dharma, artha, kama. Mathura, when we go to holy place, if we want material benefits, we will get material benefits. But if somebody wants devotional service, if somebody wants bhakti, Vrindavan, the holy place, is capable of giving pure devotional service also. So these are the 64 limbs. Now in the 13th chapter, the 5 most potent forms are described again in detail. So this verse says that the last 5 items have inconceivable and astonishing power. What to speak of having faith in these items? If there is just a little relationship with these items, persons who are devoid of offenses can attain the level of power. So just by getting connected to these 5 limbs, even for a little time, one will get the highest perfection of his life. So therefore, when things are repeated, this is to show the importance. Just like in this verse, Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalau, Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranyatha. Same thing is repeated 8 times. Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalau, Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva. 8 times, same thing is repeated to show the importance of chanting all the names of the Lord. Similarly, these holy places, they are described. All these limbs of devotional service, they are described because they are very, very important. Okay, I muted everyone. Don't worry. So now we'll take two limbs and then we'll stop here for this today. So first is deity worship. Tatra Shri Murtihi Yatha. So this is again a very, very beautiful, famous verse, which is described by Rupa Goswami. And this verse says, "Oh my friend, if you desire to enjoy with your friends and relatives, do not look upon the form of the Lord called Govinda, wandering near Keshi Tirtha on the bank of Yamuna river, with a slight smile on his lips, posed with three bends in his body." So therefore, this is like indirect glorification. So this verse says that if you want to be still attached to your family, if you want to still be attached to your prestige, adoration, your Jaya, Suta, Agar, Pashu, Dravin, Bandhu, all these things you are still attached to, don't look at the beautiful form of Krishna, who is threefold bending, who is standing at the bank of the Keshi. Because if you look at that form, all your desire for material life will go away. So this is like indirectly glorifying the Lord. So therefore, when we look at the deity form of the Lord, we should meditate on every limb of the Lord for a long, long time. So that is the importance of meditating on every limb of the Lord. And in third canto, Kapila Dev, he has described uh, what to meditate, what to think when we are focusing on a limb of Lord, what to think when we are meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. And he gradually takes the one from the lotus feet to the lotus face. So it is described in great detail. You can read in third canto, it comes there. So therefore, we have to meditate. When we go to take darshan, we have to take darshan of the lotus feet, and gradually we have to rise up to the lotus face of the Lord. So that is how we have to understand that deities, they are there to reciprocate with the devotees. We have to pray to them. We have to offer our heartfelt prayers. When we go in front of the deities, first we have to offer prayers to the Lord, glorify them, then submit our humble fallen condition. Then we have to pray for some other devotees also, and then we should pray for ourselves. In those prayers, first we have to ask for positive things. Give me taste for the holy names, give me taste for chanting, hearing, reading Bhagavatam. And then we should ask for freedom from negative things. Please free me from anarthas. So much lust, anger is there in the heart. Please free me from these things. So this is a sequence of asking prayers, of offering prayers when we go in front of the Lord. And then Prabhupada writes, thus, it is the duty of every householder to install deities of the Lord at home and to begin the process of worshipping along with all of his family members. This will save everyone from such unwanted activities such as going to clubs, cinemas, and dancing parties, and smoking, drinking, etc. All such nonsense will be forgotten if one stresses the worship of deities at home. So that is how this deity worship is very, very important. And then the second, that is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So there, the power of hearing Bhagavatam is described. Again, Rupa Goswami is glorifying in indirect ways. This is called aprastut prashansha, indirect way of glorifying. So he says that, oh idiots, how unfortunate you are. I think you must have been hearing all the syllables one by one of the verses of the 10th canto, because now you are not interested in material activities of this world. Dharma, artha, kam are not attracting you. Even liberation is not attracting you. So this is an indirect way of glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. By hearing Bhagavatam, what will happen? One will become disinterested from dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So two things are very, very important to develop our connection with the Supreme Lord. Attentive chanting of the names of the Lord and reading the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is described here. Dashama Skanda, 10th canto is a very, very important for a Vaishnava to read and study, but not directly. We should be eager to come to 10th canto, but it should be a gradual progress from the first canto to the 10th canto. So therefore Bhagavatam rejects all other types of scriptures, other types of religions, and just focuses on devotional service. Dharma projita kaitavo atra parmo. All the cheating type of religion, they are rejected in Bhagavatam. So therefore this Bhagavatam can take a devotee to a highest level of bhava. And then serving the devotees of the Lord are described. So again, Rupa Goswami is describing in indirect terms. He says, ever since I have seen this devotee of the Lord who is decorated with tilak, who is always crying for Krishna, whose hairs are standing on end. You know what has happened? My mind has for some reason become attached to the form of Krishna. So, and I have no attachment for my family. So that is the importance of associating with devotees. We become what we associate with. When we serve the devotees of the Lord, we also become conscious of Krishna. Swajatiya means having the same taste and same psychophysical orientation. So we need to associate with like-minded people. Just like, for example, if somebody is a book distributor and other is a temple constructor, somebody is interested in constructing temples, somebody is interested in distributing books. If they work together, there will be clash. So Prabhupada would encourage everyone, and he would encourage everyone if somebody is somebody likes to distribute books, or somebody would like to construct temples, somebody would like to run Gurukul. Prabhupada would encourage everyone. So all services are equally important. There is no service which is more important, but there are many services, as Prabhupada would say many times, that book distribution is the most important service. That does not mean other services are not important. So there is no service which is more important than book distribution, but there are many services which are as important as book distribution. All the services pleases Krishna, and we have to understand what is our nature, and we have to find out like-minded devotees and be with them, so that our liking to serve Krishna in that way will increase and become more and more prominent. So this is the importance of serving devotees. And then chanting of the holy names are also described. There also, again, Rupa Goswami describes in again indirect terms. He says, ever since I have heard Narada singing the names of Krishna, my heart has become completely blissful. So Narada Muni always keep on singing on his veena. Narada Muni bajai veena Radhika Ramana Nami. Singing the glories of the Lord Krishna, Narad Muni is always roaming around, stringing this veena. So therefore, when we chant these holy names of the Lord, all the worldly distress will go away. And then the last in the series is Shri Mathura Mandala Sthitihi. And there it is described again, the glories of the holy place. When we go to holy place, what do we have to do? There are three things we have to do. Three things when we go to the holy place, we have to do these three things. First, sensory perception, textual description, and devotional contemplation. These are the three things we have to do when we go to holy place. First is sensory perception. We have to see the holy place. We have to see the places of the pastimes of the Lord, because seeing these places purify our mind. But seeing alone is not important. We have to hear about those places also, because what can we see with our eyes? We can just see some metal deities or some wood or some stone structures. But when we hear about the pastimes, that is the textual description. We have to read, we have to hear. We should hear from the devotees who have been going to the holy place, and we should read from scriptures which are describing the glories of these holy places. And then we have to contemplate, we have to pray, we have to ask for the mercy of the Lord, and by that our heart will be attracted. And that's why Srila Prabhupada, he would tell many times that I am remembering my rooms in Radha Damodar Mandir. He may be living in the big palace like temple, palatial structure, but his heart was in Vrindavan. So therefore, when we go to the holy places, when we reside in holy places in the yatra, our mind becomes attracted to these holy places. And when we come back from the holy place, we should keep those holy places in our heart. As it is said, Vrindavan is not a place, it is a state of consciousness. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Anyar hriday man mora man Vrindavan mane vane ek kori jani. For others, their heart and their mind are different. As far as I am concerned, my heart and my mind are same. My heart is Vrindavan. So therefore, when we go to holy places, we have to meditate on the pastimes of the Lord. We have to hear about the Lord. We have to pray to the Lord. And we have to take darshan of the Lord. And then, in the end, in this chapter, there are some more things which are remaining in this chapter. So with this, the 64 limbs, the description of the 64 limbs end. And this verse says, the inconceivable power of these extraordinary five angas is such that it will manifest the state of bhav and its object Krishna at the same time. So nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam hridi sadhyata. So this is the result of sadhana bhakti. Will attain the level of bhava. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ki jai. So anybody has any questions? We can take few. Okay, there are some questions. What if someone is on the path of Krishna consciousness, but his family is a great devotee of other god like Shiva, and not and say that ISKCON is not good because they have changed that someone now worships Sri Krishna? What to do? We don't have to try to convert others. We have to do the needful, you know, whatever way we can practice our bhakti without disturbing their faith. We have to do that. If best way is we can, give them prasad, because prasad transforms people. Whenever we come to temple, take some prasad for them also. Give them prasad. Don't try to preach them vigorously. Bring them for festivals sometimes, because first of all, we have to be convinced. We have to be really strong in the process of bhakti. And then when the external problems will come, then we'll be able to handle those problems. But if we are internally weak and externally somebody would say something, then our faith will become all the more disturbed, So therefore, we don't have to change people. We have to just focus on working on our faith. That is the level of Madhyama Adhikari, where the faith is very, very strong. So therefore, many times there are situations where family would not support. Just like, what to speak of current days. Even Nag Patnis, their husband Nakalia was not at all a devotee. He was completely envious of Krishna. But Nag Patnis, they would continue hearing somehow or other. They would find ways to hear about Krishna, discuss about Krishna. So that is how we have to find our ways. We have to pray sincerely. When we pray to Krishna sincerely, Krishna gives us the intelligence how to remember him. Tesham satati yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena maham upayanti te. Whoever serves me with faith, Krishna is saying, chants my names with faith, I give them the intelligence by which they can come to me. And of course, we can approach some senior devotees and, practically they can solve your problem and they can give some direct guidance like that. How to develop devotee consciousness with the family members, because whole day we stay with them. Yeah, that is many times difficult. So therefore, when we come to temple, when we are chanting, we have to give our full efforts. Whenever we are doing as I discussed in Bhagavad Gita also, when we are doing our direct activities of Krishna consciousness, to the extent we are attentive, to the extent we are focused, to the extent we are cautious, to the extent we are eager to develop the taste, to that extent Krishna will give mercy. And when we are not doing the direct activities of Krishna consciousness, just like being with family members who are not devotees, then Krishna will be there in the background. So we have to put our full effort when we are doing our direct activities of Krishna consciousness. When we come to temple, when we are hearing, chanting, we have to be extremely alert, extremely attentive, extremely eager. Try your best. We have to try our best. There is no other way. We have to try our best. We have to show Krishna that I need to develop this taste. I want this. Please show mercy, O my Lord. So then when we are with family members, then we will not be disturbed so much, because there are times when we will be in a situations where people are not Krishna conscious around me. So we cannot change the situation, but we can change our consciousness. So when we are hearing, when we are chanting, we have to be really praying from our heart. We have to be really sincere. Greed, we have to be greedy. Laulyam. Tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam. We have to be greedy about it. So then Krishna will surely reciprocate. Yeah, Radha Krishna deities can be brought home for worship, but their standards are little, very, very strict standards. So generally, devotees, they bring, Gaur Nitai deities or Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra deities because they are more merciful deities, and we can uh, make standards according to our capacity. But the Radha Krishna worship is little more strict, and there are lots of rules and regulations which have to be followed. So therefore, generally, all the devotees, they also welcome Radha Krishna also at their home. But if the whole family is there supporting and chanting, so that the Radha Krishna, the standards will not be compromised, so that is the way by which we can invite them also. But generally, devotees bring Gaur Nitai deities because they are very, very merciful. Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. In fact, Prabhupada, when he went to America, first deities which were installed by Srila Prabhupada were Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And the people who were worshipping them were all hippies. They were smokers, drunkards, breaking all four regulative principles. But still, Prabhupada installed them because they are very, very merciful. So that's how we have to understand the principles of deity worship. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.